got to remember to switch my camera on. Down here, I've got a 69, which is probably a button, but let's see what it is. Now, this is a home site, and we're going to concentrate here with Brad, Green Mountain Detector. I think that's right, Green Mountain Detecting. And he's just like, you know, he's like Nugget and Aquachica. He's so macho and so butch. I take 20 minutes to dig half a hole. He comes in 1 minute, it's all out.
Right in the middle.
Let's have a look at your spoonage, Brad.
Road.
Oh, look at that. Now that is an old one. That is an old piece of spoonage. It's pewter. So that's probably, with this area, it's going to be 1700s. Could be a little earlier, but I'd say that was some 1700 spoonage. And it always amazes me how much cutlery you get in fields. And the reason for that, as my wife told me, is that if you're chopping up vegetables and all sorts of stuff, you end up with a pile of stuff, and you scoop it all up and you throw it into the to the chickens or whatever, and your spoon goes with it, because it's a whole load of, you know, stuff that you can't eat but your animals can. And then of course, you know, you go into your pigsty or whatever, you scoop up all the poop and then you throw it on your field, and that's how it ends up there. So, and I thought, that's nonsense. And then I was cutting up some leeks, I think it was, and then I thought, where's the knife gone? And there it was, buried in all the leek bits, and you know, I could have easily thrown it out. So that's the secret of why there's so much spoonage and forkage in various places. It gets scooped up with the rubbish and gets thrown out.
Good to know.
I just made it up. It's not necessarily true at all. Well, it's very difficult terrain for me. This is Brad Martin of Green Mountain Detectors. This is his kind of thing that he does, bashing through undergrowths in forests. For me, this sort of undergrowth is almost impossible for me to move around, and it takes me 5 minutes just to get over a daisy. But anyway, down here we've got a 62, and it is probably, I'm going to guess it's going to be a round ball, musket ball, down there. Let's go get it. Under that sand there is going to be a round ball, and I'm surprised that here there's not many finds. There's a house there and a well, and I would think the whole place would be loaded, but it's not. And the other thing that tires me out is digging in roots. I hate them. You know, like a nice soft field which you can cut like butter. None of this rooty stuff. Well, I'm hoping, I'm praying that's out. It better not be a horseshoe at 6 feet. Well, you know what that is, boys and girls, don't you? Well, you should by now. Yes, you know what that is. It's a spindle whorl. There you go. The eponymous spindle whorl. Yeah, nice one too. So, I would say 1700s. Spindle whorl. Now, if you actually did see Celtic ring money, it would have a similarity to this, but it would be in bronze, and it wouldn't be exactly like this, like the dozens I find, which are in lead. So, lead means spindle whorl, bronze, and a lot less regular, a lot less like that. Similar, but not the same, is Celtic ring money. And if I found one Celtic ring money, I will find 200 of these. In fact, I found more than 200 of these, and I haven't found any Celtic ring money. So there you go. But of course, if you find one of them, you want to believe that it's Celtic ring money. I want to believe. Oh yes, Celtic, please. No, sorry, not.
Well, I am right in front of the front door of this home, and I got a beautiful target, like 90. And so far, a lot of the things we've been finding are quite deep here. And Chill Bill and I were joking earlier about how, you know, it's a place very familiar to me. 18th century home in the forest, and wouldn't it be funny if I found a shoe buckle? And wouldn't you know it, one of my first targets winds up being a buckle of some kind. Now, I don't know if this is a shoe buckle or not. I've never seen one so thin this way. That's certainly what it looks like. It almost looks like this is the underside, this is the top, and it was mangled. But it has the characteristic holes for the pins here. Now, you said shoe buckles weren't super popular in France, right?
Well, no, the knee buckles.
Knee buckles.
Because the upper class had basically pants that went down to stockings.
Ah.
They had knee buckles. There'd be hat buckles.
Hat buckles.
There'd be lots of different buckles from different ages, but they didn't have the big. I haven't seen any big, fat Puritan style shoe buckles like that. But you obviously brought that with you.
Yeah, I travel with these. Well, I will say I've never found one so thin. I mean, this way. Usually they're more square. This one appears to be mangled.
Let me see this.
Sure.
Oh, interesting. Belt buckle.
A belt.
Buckle, yeah. The pin will go through here.
Right.
To there. I would say probably a belt buckle.
I was thinking the other, yeah, this way. But yeah, for sure. It's a thin strap, right? That.
I would say that it's that way up.
Okay.
Out. And the pin would have gone across here. But you see, I don't get the buckles where you don't have anything which attaches anchors. Because in France, they had called anchor buckles, which are like a spike, a bit that joined here, and a fat anchor there. And you hooked stuff onto that anchor.
Sure.
And then, but this, I'd say it's probably horse. It's off horse.
Really?
Yeah. That would be where my money was. Although it's kind of funky like that.
Yeah. Well, in any case, it's a big old brass buckle, and it gave off a beautiful target. It was a 90. Loud, not too deep.
Well, because I'm such a lumbering, rotund fella, this is almost impossible for me to hunt. So I come here and look at it and go, yeah, I have to do 6 paces for every swing, and my detector catches in that, and my leg catches in that, and the spikes get me, and the thorns. I haven't got that sort of deer-like agility that you have. So
Deer-like.
You know, the pleasure is all yours, and I
thank
shall
you.
watch, and I will swing occasionally. And if I find anything, I will know it's under a huge root, and I'll call you over to dig it out.
Perfect. Gladly do that. First really good find. I'm excited. Let's see what else we can find.
The spoonage?
The spoon.
The spoonage,
Of course.
That sounds classic
No, I said
material.
really great find.
But that was really great spoonage. That was probably 300 years old spoonage. So that is a holloway. And holloways are just roads that, because people trudged up and down mud roads for 1,000 years, they wore them away into these kind of ditches. And they didn't go around making ditches like that. You imagine the amount of equipment you'd need to dig a big hole like that. It was just people going up and down. Obviously, in the summer it'd be dry, and it'd all be blowing away and be dusty. And in the winter it'd all get muddy, and that would then turn into dust the next year. And over the years, over the centuries, you get these holloways. And sometimes they're really, really, really deep. But that's a kind of normal holloway. But there's probably quite a lot of stuff in the bottom there, leaves and branches and stuff that have fallen in over the years. So the holloway itself is probably a fairly few feet deeper than that. Well, one of my lovely farmers has just shown up, and he's with Brad showing him the ruins. Meanwhile, I just found a piece of old, 17th century cooking pot. That's how it goes. There's me. Whoop. Falling over backwards.
Well, Chill Bill is too far away for me to call him over here, so we're going to have to link up with him later. But I just got a pretty nice target. I dug it up, and it is a silver coin. Now, he's saying that he was finding hammered silver coins out here. I don't believe that's what this is, but it's certainly silver. And it's certainly a coin. So we're gonna spray this off. And I just realized I don't have any water. All right, we're just gonna pour some water on it here. Look at that. Now it's not hammered. Have a date? Yeah, 18. 1808. An 1808 French coin. I don't know what it's called. But that's what it is. Chill Bill has said that he's been here many times. Found a bunch of silver coins here. So he missed this one, which means hopefully there's a few more out here to find today. But even if not, this thing made the day. An old silver coin. As soon as I get close enough to him, I'll show it to him and we'll get his reaction. And oh, I can't believe it. Can't believe it. Finding silver in France.
Got to remember to switch my camera on. Down here I've got a 69, which is probably a button, but let's see what it is. Now this is a home site. We're going to concentrate here with Brad, Green Mountain Detector. I think that's right, Green Mountain Detecting. And he's just like, you know, he's like Nugget and Aquachico. He's so macho and so butch. I take 20 minutes to dig half a hole. He comes in 1 minute, it's all out. But anyway, we can't all be Cousteau, as they say in France. But down here, Chill Bill has got a find. Let's go get it. Not only is it a coin, but it has a silvery look to it.
Come on.
And I know it's not going to be silver, but it has a silvery look to it. So here you go, boys and girls. Where'd it go? Oh yeah, there it is. There it is. No, it's a coin, but it ain't no silver coin. Money. It's nice though.
Mr. Chill Bill has his first coin.
It could be silver, actually. It definitely could be silver. See that edge? It's kind of like not green, but it's not going to be. But that will be a single tournoir, I would think. And it's got writing around it. Don't rub the coin. It says, Anyway, first coin of the day. Yes, indeed. So I think that's what's called billon, which is low-grade silver, which the French kind of invented. They went, you don't need pure silver. No, we keep most of that. We'll put some in there for you, and it'll look silver when you rub it around in your pocket. So that's what I think it is. But, of course, I get it home, I'd be disappointed it'd be copper. But it could well be billon, which is lovely, because they don't often come up, not with me anyway. Well, I suppose it's still pretty good claim jumping. But there's writing around there, so it may actually be made out of a coin or a jeton. We'll find out later. Anyway, nice button. So here we are. Here's my beautiful silver liard. Probably low-grade silver, but it's definitely silver, and it's lovely. I've found so few of these in 10 years. My lovely farmer has these incredible fields. Wonderful. So that is a nice iron buckle. It's kind of a bit less of a nice iron buckle when it came out of the hole. But yes. So this is the close hook, and it's lovely. It's going to be lovely. It's got a nice patina, and the hooky part is there, and you see it's been rolled up in the soil, and there's going to be a pattern there, flower or something like that, and that's where it was sewn on. Very, very nice indeed. 1500s probably. This would be, say, they would call this Tudor in the UK, which would be Henri VIII, all that lot. Bit of bronze, brass, copper, whatever, maybe off a pot. Yeah, it feels very Roman, but I'm told there's definitely no Roman here. No. And who am I to argue? Anyway, bits of bronze.
Well, it happened. Almost, kind of. I just found my first hammered silver coin, although the silver coin is called billon.
Billon.
Practicing my French. Which is 5% silver, 95% copper.
Random small amount of silver.
But it is a hammered coin from the
1400s, 1500s.
14 to 1500s. By far my oldest coin ever.
And that's a $20 bill there for the people that owned it.
A $20 bill?
Yeah.
It's a liard.
Yeah, a liard. Wow. It was 3 units, but those units were worth more back then, and as time rolls by, the units get worth less and less. Rather like the US dollar.
Incredible. Incredible. I have to shake the landowner's hand.
Merci beaucoup.
Rien. Content. Je suis très content pour vous.
Excellent. Excellent. I'm done. I can go home.
Yes.
Move up the
I get Tim to
the
pick
ticket.
it up.
Yeah, the plane tickets. Move. I can go.
So Brad is on fire, which is not surprising because, you know, he does the equivalent of climb mountains with a pack of rocks on his back, and that's what treasure hunting is in America. You know, like people that run, sprint with parachutes behind them to keep them back. So when he comes to the promised land, up pops all the treasure, and in his hand is another silver Billon coin from, say, 1400s.
The promised land. I like that. All right. So we were discussing earlier, back in Vermont, I try to find 9 to 12 things to make the day, to make a good day for me. And we've hit that. We've been here maybe an hour and a half.
Well, it's actually a bit longer than that. Now, just
Is
feels
it?
like an hour and a half. But you had
Time flies.
you did find 9 things in like 35 minutes.
I did. And what we have here is another tiny Billon coin. Is it another liard? I don't know.
I should think so, or something similar to that. But that is, it depends what date it's from, because they keep chopping and changing their currencies around and calling them different things. And one day it was a crown, the next minute it was a hello, and the next minute it was a goodbye. And you know, it was a very unstable political time of lots of different kings from different places, and always at war.
Well, it's cleaning up. And it definitely has a silvery tinge to it.
Yeah, that's a little bit more than your average Billon, I think. I think that's a higher grade of Billon. And, you know, they would jack it up to 80% and knock it down to 5%, and depending on who they were fighting and how good business was.
Look at that. Wow. Incredible. It's a little broken, but I'm not complaining.
Let's have a look. Let's see what you got. So Brad here's setting himself up to tell another great tale of treasure, because he's just found himself a piece of decorated bronze from probably the 1200s, and that may have been the throat of a sword scabbard. That's my wild guess, but that is really old medieval. That's not 1400s. That is going to be 12, 13, 1100s. Could even be way older, but that is your serious, you know, medieval peasants in socks, old. Well, Green Mountain Detecting has been harvesting the medieval, and I've been getting nothing. But I got a really great coin to start with, so I'm not holding against him much. But I got a great signal down here. I got an 83, which means it's a nice fat copper coin, or not, or something else. But anyway, it's down here. Let's go get it. Let's draw even with the great man himself. It should be in there, but it probably won't be. Well, pinpointed time. And there it is, the coin.
You got a coin?
I got a coin, son. But it, what am I saying? But, and it's going to be a single turn noir. It's a copper of, well, it's going to be 1500s, I suppose, because that's when they started making them around here, and the house around here had been going for some time by that stage. But maybe not. Maybe it's something else. Maybe it's older. We will see later, because I can see a pattern there, which I always can, and I always think it's Roman, but it's not, because it's too thin. But, ooh. And it might even be bullion, because it depends on how much silver it's got in it, whether it looks like a copper coin or not. So actually, Brad is having a treasure gasm here. He's in shock. He's just found a medieval strap end, which is silver plated, and he doesn't quite know what to do, whether to cry, laugh, lie on his back and just scream. And he's starting to shake. He's starting to shake.
I'm getting the vapors.
So here we have another spindle wheel. We love them, and this is actually again an older one. I thought, oh, for a minute, no, that's going to be 1600s, but I think it's perhaps 15. It's, you know, chunkier. And the chunkier anything is, the older it tends to be. Now, we just had Brad find a 10 cent... Red light, recording. So, we've just had Brad find a 10 centessimos of Italy. And now, down here, I'm claiming there's a silver coin because it's the right number and there's no trash in this field, so it should be. But having said that, I'm going to curse it. It'll be the first piece of trash that we found. So, let's go get it. That's 49.50, which is silver. So, Brad, would you like to... Oh, no, you wouldn't. You left it over there. Okay, fair enough. So, here we go. We're going to see...
Aluminium, minium.
Aluminium.
Aluminium, minium.
Aluminium. Let's get it. How do I normally do this? Go on. There we go. You do it. Switch on first. No, it's all right. Keep it. Oh. There. Okay. Oh, so here it is. It's this thing here. Yep, and it's not silver. It's a tiny bit of... Ooh, it's a tiny bit of brooch, I think. Yeah, it's a badge. It's a badge. And that's a medieval badge. I thought it was a Roman fibula for a minute because they all have that spine down there.
Fibula?
Potato. Roman. No Roman here. Well, apparently now it's possible to have your Roman here, and I agree. So that could be the end of a Roman fibula. But it's old. And that... Well, I mean, only the Romans I knew put those spines down the back. But it doesn't necessarily make it Roman, but it definitely is old. So this just came up, and it appears to be silver, and it appears to be well, it's definitely a thing, but what thing I don't know. I'm thinking it might be like a top of a pen, and it's really heavy, really heavy, and I'm guessing that might be some kind of white metal, as they call it, i.e. silvery thing. But that's really good. If you know, post below. So I'm coming off the field because it's the end of the day, but this is a signal on the way to the car. You know how it goes. It's by the car, and that is going to be a ring. Maybe not a finger ring. Maybe not a ring at all.
I know.
Maybe a brooch. Yeah, it's a brooch.
Wash.
Yeah, an anu, a buckle, a medieval buckle or brooch.
Wash.
Yeah, I think so. I'm not gonna. Don't rub the buckle. So I'm not gonna rub that. I'm gonna put that in the pocket. That's maybe 1500 buckle. That's what I'd say. It's 15 buckle from the 1500s. It's even got the tongue still there. So that's really good. In the pocket it goes.
I found my first Roman. I didn't know it was a Roman when I found it. As I was walking towards Mr. Chill Bill, he said, "Is it perfectly round?" "Yeah, it is." He's like, "Oh, it's probably not Roman." And I got closer, he saw it, and he said, "There it is, Bradus Martinus on a Roman coin."